Hello there, dear viewer. Today I have a new 4K release to talk about. The film in question is this one, Incendies, one of the earlier films from Denis Villeneuve, making its 4K UHD debut. This is from 101 Films in the UK, and I had the pleasure of watching this again last night. It's a film I've seen many times, and it remains as shocking every time you see it. Even though you know what's coming, it is still just absolutely brutal. Before I get into talking about the 4K restoration and what you get inside this new edition, let me just talk a bit about the film itself, because I think it is a tremendous film. It's a modern masterpiece, and I think it's probably Denis Villeneuve's best film, which, I mean, there's quite a lot of competition in his filmography for an excellent film. The film came out in 2010, so this is before Villeneuve went to Hollywood and made Prisoners, I think was his first Hollywood film. And here he's working in the French and Arabic languages, telling a story which crosses generations in a family. And it's about the pursuit of the children in this family trying to find out more about their mother after she passed away. And in doing so, it unravels this deep history of this woman that her children never knew existed. A fair chunk of the film is told through flashback, and this reveals more about the mother's history and how she grew up and she had to flee this unnamed Arabic country. There is conflict in the region, there is disagreements between various religious groups, and she actually brings shame on her family for mingling with someone who is of a different group, and that's what kind of sets off this story. In the present day story, which is told from the perspective of these adult twins, who are the children of the mother, they are informed after her death that she had two letters prepared. One is for the brother that these two twins never knew they had, and one is for their father, who they also never knew. And it's within the mother's will and her last wishes that she can't really be put to rest until these letters are delivered to the brother and the father. And so this leads the children on this journey, a journey that they don't really want to go on, but they have to because it is the mother's wishes. And there is intrigue here as well. You know, as the viewer, all of this mystery is presented to us, and I think ultimately that is what keeps driving the film forward. It reveals new information, and the film is not slow at all. The pacing is absolutely incredible, and the way that the story is told, both through dialogue but also through visuals, is just absolutely astounding. And there are images in this film that will just stick with you. You know, if someone mentions this film to me, instantly there are so many images that are just evoked in my mind. And yeah, I've never forgotten this film since I first saw it. So suffice to say, I think the film is very good. And if you've never seen the film, even if you're not interested in getting this 4K release, please do go and try and watch the film however you can, because I think you will be pleasantly surprised about how moving this film is and just how good it is. So now let's talk about the results of this 4K disc and how does the film look. Well, I was a bit apprehensive about this release. I wasn't too familiar with 101's film's record in terms of 4K releases. I don't think I've seen any 4K disc they've made before. So I was going into this with not maybe the highest of expectations, but I come out of it actually very pleasantly surprised. I think this is a great 4K disc. The film looks beautiful. It has been restored by the Canadian Film Fund or Canadian Film Industry. I can't quite remember the name of the institution, but this film was selected last year as an important Canadian film to be restored, and the results of that restoration are what we see on this disc. There is certainly additional detail that we see here that I don't remember seeing when watching it previously. I haven't done a side-by-side comparison with any older Blu-ray presentations, so I'm purely going off memory, which obviously that's not worth much, but I can say that this is the best the film has ever looked in my eyes. There is a Dolby Vision HDR grade on here, and I have to say it comes across rather subtle because the film itself is not very colourful, so in terms of colours it's not really pushing, you know, the wide spectrum of colours that you can get from a Dolby Vision grade. But something I was pleasantly surprised at was I didn't really notice any issues in terms of digital artifacts or macro blocking, anything due to compression of the disc. Personally, I didn't notice anything. And certainly at the restoration level, there is no digital smoothing here. The only thing that kind of stuck out to me in the image is that in the sections of the film that are set in Canada, in Montreal, it did sort of look like that portion of the film had been graded a bit towards the teal end of things. And I don't know if that's something that has been amped up in this new restoration, which I think was supervised by Denis Villeneuve himself. It might just be now that after all of these 4K restorations that I watch, maybe I'm just becoming oversensitive to that side of the colour spectrum. You know, whenever I see a teal colour, instantly I think, oh, well, that's not supposed to be there. When in actual fact, it might be. I'm sure someone can clarify for me, or someone will go into much more technical detail with, you know, side-by-side comparisons and such. But that's the only thing that stuck out to me when I was watching it. Everything else was just absolutely perfect. It was the same with the audio as well. There was absolutely nothing that stuck out to me. And audio is not my forte at all. I mean, some would say neither is video, but definitely compared to video, I'm more likely to pick up on any sort of discrepancy in the video than the audio. So purely off presentation, this release gets my 2 thumbs up. And of course you can import it because being a 4K disc, it is region free. So no matter where you are in the world, you should be able to play this 4K disc. Now let's just briefly look at the packaging. It comes in this box, which it's not a rigid hardbound box. It is a kind of soft cardboard box, and you can even see where the seams are here on the side where it would kind of fold in and fit together. I do really like this artwork and the vibrant red, which is an important colour in the film. All of the chapter titles are in this bright, vibrant red. On the back of the case, it's got all of the information about the film, all of the special features. There are some great special features here. There's a commentary with Denis Villeneuve. There's like a making of documentary thing on here. There's a Q&A, which is like it's like a text thing that just kind of scrolls. It's not an actual recorded Q&A, but there is an interview with Denis Villeneuve from one of the film festivals, I think. On the side of the case, it looks like this. It's got the 101 logo, it's got the name of the film, it's got the year of the film, and then it's also got the spy number. Now, this is part of 101 Films Black Label, I think it's called. I don't have many of these, to be honest. I don't collect all of these or anything. I'm sure there are some people that have every single one of these. But it's spy number 38 for anyone who is looking. Inside the box, you get 2 things. You get a booklet. This booklet has 2 essays in it. It's got quite a lot of images, and then it's also got a Q&A with Denis Villeneuve from the Venice Film Festival. And I did really enjoy the writings on here as well. I always really enjoy reading from Rich Johnson. And then you get the film in this Scanavo case. It's got 2 discs inside. It's got the 4K and the Blu-ray. And it's got a reversible sleeve, so you can either have the same artwork that is on the front of this, or you can have this one, which they are different. So, and I think this was the original, or one of the original poster artworks for the film. So that was just a quick look at this 4K release of Incendies from director Denis Villeneuve, a masterpiece of a film, if you ask me. I think it is absolutely incredible, and hopefully it could perhaps be something that you would enjoy watching. If you do want to buy this edition, I'll include a link to buy it on Amazon in the description of this video, which if you do use, it helps support this channel at no additional cost to you. So I'd greatly appreciate if you do that if you want to buy this. But yeah, thank you to anyone who does do that. If you'd like to stick around on the channel and get more 4K reviews or movie recommendations from me, just click the video that is on screen right now. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.